There's something I absolutely love doing, and that's just sitting down and having a conversation with leaders of not just a community, but one of the fastest and biggest growing areas in the entire nation. And fortunate enough, they agreed to do so. Fools. Yeah, that's all today on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
He doesn't wonder what it's like on the ground in Afghanistan. He's been there, serving our country and defending Lady Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's Conversation.
Hey, y'all. I'm working on my y'alls. What's going on? My name's Joe Padula, host of the show, former soldier with the 2nd Brigade Combat Team Strike, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, and I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready. That's right. Hey, thanks for hanging out and allowing me to continue my mission of defending the Constitution of the United States. I raised that right hand, haven't put it down since. And your time. I know it's precious. I know you got a lot of things going on, a lot on the minds. Well, yeah, definitely thankful for what you guys do and what you bring to the table. Speaking of which, hanging out with us, we got two, I don't even want to call them politicians. Let's call them elected officials. Because politicians got such a negative term to it. What's up, Wes Golden?
Doing well, brother.
How you doing? All right, yeah. Always looking good, too. You're a beautiful man. Do you get that often? Is that okay for me to say?
Not from other men, mostly.
Right? And also, what's up, Joe Smith? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you, brother?
Listen, can you do voiceover work for us?
I can.
Yeah?
Holler at me.
Yeah. You got that Sam Elliott thing going.
That deep voice.
Yeah.
I got the face for radio.
You
That's
watch?
what they say.
You watch 1883, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
Like it. I do.
And Wes, you've seen them all, right?
Oh, yeah.
And no spoiler alerts, but the girl dies at the end. And she's still alive, right? Right? But the only thing I don't like about 1883, and it's great, streams on Paramount Plus. Shout out to them, even though I pay them every month. I don't like her voiceover the whole time. It's too much. It's such a fake accent. She's supposed to be from Tennessee. She doesn't sound like she's from Tennessee. Wes, what's something that you binged watched recently, if you don't mind? I know you don't got a lot of time, so it's very important to find out when you do have time. What are you watching?
That was the last thing that Sarah and I watched. So after we get the kids down to bed, we try to spend a little time together. We'll either talk about our day, plan some things out, or we'll binge watch something.
How many kids you got?
3.
3 of them? Where'd you meet Sarah?
She was my sister's best friend. Still is. I shouldn't say past
Okay,
tense.
that's
so.
right. Oh, they haven't had a big fight or anything.
No.
Yeah.
My sister tried to introduce her to me. I tried to say no several times because I thought it was high risk because she's my sister's best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're that's trouble territory.
It was high risk. I told her, I said, the only way this works out is if we get married and live happily ever after.
On the first date? That's very bold of you, sir. Wow. Yeah, she's great. I see you guys all over the place campaigning, no doubt. Why politics? Because currently working for the city, right?
Yep.
Health and nutrition?
Health and safety.
Health and safety department. What goes on in the health and safety department of a city? And by the way, Clarksville City, Montgomery County. I mean, you're talking close to 250,000 people. That's 250,000 people within a set of borders. It's massive. But yeah, what goes into the department?
So I'm over the health and safety program for all the departments, including public safety, street department, gas and water, everybody. So OSHA type stuff,
Yeah.
Facilities safety, wellness programs for our employees, security as well. I helped start the Armed Guard security program there at the city.
Could you tell them to lower my gas bill a little bit?
I have no control over that.
It's unbelievable.
But I feel your pain.
Yeah, I feel your pain. That's right. Joe, the gas prices, man.
That's a city thing.
Yeah.
I'm out in the county.
Yeah, that's right.
I got no pool in the city.
That's right.
I went to contact your city councilman. It's inflation. It's everywhere, right?
It's
that's
everywhere.
That's what they're calling it anyways.
They originally said it was transitory inflation. Yeah. Some people laughed, okay, and I was one of those people. It's here. Yeah. When is it going away?
I don't see it happening anytime in the near future. My business that I run, they kind of started calling them surcharges, for products that we sell. They were like, oh, we're going to give you this surcharge. Hopefully it'll only be temporary. It's like, no, that's not happening. We already know those price increases are probably here to stay. They might level out and you know, kind of come back down just a little and level off, but I don't see it declining to what it was pre-growth. Let's put it that way.
I hear you.
Those prices skyrocketed. I mean, building materials and everything else went up over anywhere from 30 to 50% all across the nation.
What can we do at the local level to? Because, like you said, the price increases for everything is here, and it's not matching with the pay wage increase as well. So, and that's what sucks. But what can we do at the local level? You know, as you guys, because Wes, you're running for mayor, okay? Joe, you're a county commissioner, and you're running for re-election.
Yes, sir.
And both the elections are in August, and for more, their websites are linked in this description. We'll go over Wes' Instagram in a moment. I got questions.
We have a primary May 3rd first.
The primaries.
That's right.
Oh, you can't forget about the primary. So important.
Primary.
Yeah. Republican primary, that is.
So what can we do here at the local level to help with prices to decrease? Is there anything we could do, or are we at the will of the state and the federal government?
You're at the will of the people with inflation. Supply. I mean, people are buying things more than they ever have. So that's kind of how inflation levels itself off in my eyes. People are buying right now because the demand's there. They need it. And as the price keeps going up, well, guess what? They're not going to be able to buy it or afford it anymore. So then it starts to level itself back off because the demand's not there, or the demand's still there, but they can't afford it.
Yeah.
So then it starts to level itself back off and come back down a little. You know, we saw it with lumber last year. Lumber went through the roof, and then it leveled itself off, dropped back down a little, and leveled itself off again.
Wasn't that blamed somewhat on something to do with Canada, right? Canadian lumber.
Probably due to that. They had the big trucker rally.
Yeah.
Kind of stopped everything up there as far as
Freedom
people don't
Convoy.
realize how much we depend on truckers.
Oh my God.
Trucks move
That's
things
right.
around this country. You know, those guys are a blessing, and they move more product than any other type of transit mode. You know, yeah, we use ships, we use rail, but trucks get it to the place.
They are a very thankless job too. When they decided to protest and say no more, and there's a freedom convoy going on here in the States, actually. I'm watching videos on Twitter. I think that's what the Twitter's only good for. But when they protest, that's when you got to go, wow, these guys just don't protest for any damn reason. It's got to mean something. Because there's jobs out there that, for any reason, are out there with signs, yeah, pay us more, right, over everything. And I'm not going to mention any names, you know, teachers union. But no, I'll edit that out. But but yeah, it's very serious, especially the lumber here. Houses being built in Clarksville, Montgomery County, huge growth happening here. Everyone's coming here, but we're not building enough houses. Is that accurate? Do we need to build more?
Well, we need to look at the things that we have control over.
Okay.
And some of the things we have control over is our spending and of our tax dollars.
Yeah.
You know, the better stewards we can be, the more conservative that we can be with our tax dollars, that affects how much people have to pay out. You know, so we have to look at the things that we do have control over. And some other things is how we recruit employers that are wanting to move here.
Okay.
You know, in the past, we've had some big companies come in, but with those big companies, there's a lot of low-paying jobs that come in with them. We need to be looking for companies that are coming in with mid to high salary jobs.
What are we looking at, like 25 an hour, $30 an hour jobs?
Well, so kind of like a facilities company, VK Industries, right? Mm-hmm. You know, it's a small company, but he's probably averaging 120 plus salary.
Really?
Yeah. And we recruited him from California.
How'd you guys get that? I get it, because a lot of these companies want to leave some of these areas where
That's right.
their property taxes are outrageous, their taxes are outrageous, so they want to come to places like Tennessee. Texas has seen a lot of it. Florida's seen a lot of it. All right, so we are competing with other low-tax states. What are some of the ways that you guys are saying, hey, Clarksville, Montgomery County is the place to be?
Tennessee is a very friendly, employer-friendly state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have TVA. It's the lowest electricity in the country. For a lot of places, that's one of the biggest ingredients for what they're making, right? And then our employer laws for workers' comp, all that type of stuff, very employer friendly as well.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things that we can hit on to try to get people to move here. And then recruiting people coming out of Fort Campbell.
That's right. We got the post right next door.
That's right.
I mean, you're talking about already pretty well-trained, well-disciplined. Some of them, all right? I believe in me. I had soldiers that served under me. I was like, oh, what are you doing here? But nonetheless, you know, and keeping them here. Like
That's right.
So many stories. Me personally, you know, you get out of the service and you look around and you go, man, this is the place. This is the place. What are some of the companies, some of the big ones that have come to this area? And why did they come to this area? And what specific reasons do we know?
I think Clarksville, Montgomery County is really a beautiful mixture of everything. We have a local college.
Right.
We have a strong industrial development board who goes out and actively recruits new businesses to come to our industry place out there, the business park. We also have the post right here, like you just mentioned, which is a strong veteran workforce. And we have just a good, how do I put it, down home feel.
Yeah.
You know, when people are stationed here in the military, and when I was in Cherry Point, North Carolina in the military, I came back home because I'm from Clarksville, Montgomery County. This is home to me. But I knew people who stayed there too because they loved the atmosphere of that hometown. This place just puts off a vibe, and it's positive people in the community who are out there reaching out, doing things, and industry looks at all of that. They look at the demographics of the town or the place they're going to go to. And Clarksville just has a unique infrastructure of all that. You know, it has everything that an industry needs to survive.
It's got the major highway, I-24. Okay, it's got, like you guys mentioned, you know, the worker-friendly environment, low taxes, the whole bit. We got a river, okay, an actual functioning Cumberland River. We got the post. Oh, by the way, you served in the Marines. Does that actually count as serving?
We had a lot of crayons.
Okay,
Blue
okay.
will always be my favorite color. If you got a box of Crayola, I'll take one right here.
And for the record, if you're watching the video, I do apologize that Joe is see-through. Okay, I did not give him a heads up about the green screen technology, and he's wearing like a it's almost St. Patrick's Day shirt.
Last time I was on the show, you didn't have all this fancy technology, green screens and stuff. So
Let me
I didn't
tell you,
know.
sometimes I miss not having it.
It's part of his campaign. Very transparent.
Very transparent.
Transparent Joe. It's perfect.
Or my favorite shirt.
We got you got a very interesting situation here. Everyone loves to complain about infrastructure. With everything is growing, so is traffic. It seems to be the number one complaint. There's a lot of, and I was also a victim to this. I didn't understand fully that there's state-run roads, there's county-run roads, and there's city-run roads.
Correct.
And in order for changes to happen, sometimes all three branches need to work together. And that's why sometimes we don't see changes. Well, what are some of the changes that are currently happening, and how did these entities all work together to make these changes?
Sure. So Jeff Bryant I think he's doing a great job. He is our highway supervisor.
He's the man.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just went out to the Dotsonville Community Center and gave a town hall meeting and did a presentation for all the things that they've done in that area and all the things that are up and coming as well, including, you know, it's not really part of his plan, it's the state's plan, working with everybody else, but the extension of 374 as well, and crossing the river and making a new bridge, hopefully with a completion date, I believe they said of 2027. That's right.
That's actually pretty
That's
quick.
what I was told the other day. I'm on that highway liaison committee for the highway department through the county commission. Jeff is doing a phenomenal job. He's very proactive, and his crews, they're out there on the roads. If I call and have an issue in my area or in another area of Montgomery County, they are out there. Sometimes I think the biggest thing that's hard to get through to your constituents, though, is that, like you said, there's state routes, there's county roads, there's city roads, and every major road that leads into Clarksville is a state route. Trenton Road's a state route.
That's right.
Rossview Road, state route.
God forbid
4813, state route.
you're ever behind someone trying to make a left on Trenton.
Oh, yes.
Like thank God for Jesus.
They'll
okay?
back up traffic for 30 minutes for one left-hand turn.
But like, take that example, okay? You know, that exit 1 area, it is booming. It is like the tiny town road is almost like the next Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, if you will.
Sure.
And that Trenton Road, that 1 lane each direction road, everyone on social media, make this a 2 lane with a turning lane, blah blah blah. What's the answer to them?
Waiting on state. That's all. So there was an answer in place for Trenton Road and I-24, section of I-24.
Uh-huh.
I believe it was under Governor Haslam a couple of years back, did the Improve Act. And we have paid a little bit more in gas tax, but there were certain projects that got put on TDOT's radar that were paid with that extra tax. So Trenton Road widening is coming up. That's one of them.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Yeah, I saw the cones.
The
It's always a good sign.
I-24 widening from state line to exit 11, about mile marker 11.2, is going to be widened. That's in the works.
Thank God.
There's a whole list on TDOT's website for that. The beauty of it is it's there. The downfall is with state projects, they take time. There's
Right.
engineering, there's buying, purchasing right of way, there's moving utilities. There's a lot of things that go along with a road project that it's not a clip, snap your fingers and it's happening overnight. It does take years to do.
And what I understand too with TDOT, anything they do with roads before they put a shovel in the ground, it's got to already be paid for.
Yes.
Right? There is no debt currently, which is an amazing thing.
That's Tennessee's claim to fame right there. We're
And it's
one
a
of
good
a
one.
rare few
Yeah.
states in the U.S. that actually can claim we run on zero debt for infrastructure.
That's pretty impressive.
It's very
Yes.
impressive.
But with that, I mean, again, that doesn't mean we're just overspending. Okay, go build, go build, go build. We're doing it responsibly and
Right.
fiscally responsible. Okay, I get that. But yeah, it's like you said. So I'm guessing Rossview Road State also.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
They're actually widening it right now from the interstate out to the new Kirkwood School Complex.
Okay.
So that's already happening. And the city is doing a road widening from Rossview to the interstate.
yeah, it's part of their 2020 road plan.
You know more about that one. You work at the city, so.
Yeah, and then sometimes local governments can justify the need and match some funds as well to help move a project up a list if the urgency's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What they did with Warfield Boulevard, I think, is a great example. Because that was state county working together, state county
It
city.
was state and county, but the state was back when we had some funding issues from the federal government. That project actually got cut in half. That's why it stopped right there at Dunbar.
Yeah.
Instead of going all the way down to Madison Street.
Which is now where the complaint is. Right.
Exactly.
Go
So,
figure.
When you go from 4 lanes to 2 lanes, it's
Yeah.
bottlenecks. I mean, that's just part of it. But we're hoping that's on the state's radar as well. The legislative agenda sends an agenda every year from the county and the city. And those roadways are some of our top priorities. The 374 extension, widening of the bypass. Our bypass is no longer a bypass because it's still a 2-lane technically with a turning lane. So it's 3 lanes. That's no longer a bypass when all the other major corridors are already 5 lanes.
They love doing 70 miles an hour on that bypass.
I've had people pass me
crazy.
in the turning lane.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the speed limit and they will go around me in the turning lane.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, I don't know what we can do to stop that, but that is insane. That is a death trap waiting to happen when they do that.
Speaking of which, death trap accidents, EMS workers. We have a shortage of EMS workers.
Yep, they just did a 17% increase in salary for the EMS department, and it was due and it was necessary. We were at the point where we're closing down EMS stations. A scary thought of calling 911 and nobody answering.
Of course, you close down a station and response time increases and people die.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
But the new wages, it's designed to, I guess, recruit, and this is competitive to Nashville wages.
Not quite Nashville wages, but it did put us competitive with some surrounding counties who are smaller, running less call volume, and already paying more than us here in Montgomery County. So if somebody's paying around us and they're running less call volume,
Yeah.
paying more, do you think they're going to stay working for us, or they're going to go over to that next county and drive?
No,
that county over?
it just makes smarter decisions on
So
there.
we
Right.
bumped it up to be more competitive. And I will commend Chief Edwards and Chief Webb. They did a phenomenal job of also working with Austin P. We have an EMT course going on there now. Actually, the first class just graduated, I believe, about a month ago.
So they go to the college, they get trained, accredited, and are they automatically put into the Montgomery County system?
No, they have, that's just a school. So
okay.
That's just to get their EMT certification. And then they still have to take the test to get their national registry. And then they can decide, do they want to stay here and work? But now that we've raised that pay, we're offering an incentive, basically. Hey, we've got a local place to train you.
Yeah, you live
your
here.
Education.
That's right.
And
you
now
learn
you
here,
can work here locally.
Work here.
And we're hoping that Austin P, we can bump that up and do an EMT advanced course, and then hopefully get to a paramedic course, all being at Austin P. And I think that would really help us recruit local.
Before, the closest one was in Gallatin over in Vol State. That's where I went.
Oh, Gallatin.
Yeah. So I was with the fire department for 6 years, got my EMT license and all that. Joe was on the fire service as well with us, and the closest one was Gallatin, and they would do some remote classes here at Austin P. So it's really good what Chief Jimmy Edwards and them have been doing to try to. They've been working on some other things as well. Right now they're at a 24-hour shift, but since call volume has gone up so much, they're working to try to work towards 12-hour shifts.
That would be a big recruiting tool as well.
That's right.
Right? Doesn't Metro Nashville work on a 12-hour shift?
I do believe so.
Yeah, 24-hour shift, and that's what you guys did while you guys were
we were
doing your thing.
24 hours, 24 on, 48 off.
Yeah, screw that. Yeah, no offense. I mean, if you're doing it, hey, good on you. But damn, yeah.
Yeah, they're still working on that shift now for the fire department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fire department too. There are 3 districts, right, for fire department, and again, understaffed.
Yeah.
Need more guys. Need more gals. Right. Just got to recruit them. Got to pay them well. Got to get them the right hours. Yeah. I think we are figuring it out. We're getting it there. Austin P actually is also, aren't they building currently like a building for medical students, nurses, and doctors? I think that's underway.
I believe that's a nursing facility type thing. Yeah.
I think that'd be great too to get more people in the medical field here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And how about building an exit ramp, or maybe exit 6, to the hospital.
I like that
to
idea.
the hospital. But again, that's a state issue. Right.
It is.
Maybe the state will look at that when they do that widening from state line to exit 11.
That's going to be another
be a
big
phenomenal thing.
Making I-24 from those 2 lanes into 3 lanes of traffic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
We're the only 2 lane coming in and out of Nashville right now.
We hit EMS, we hit fire a little bit, but okay.
But we talked about city fire, with the county. That's another thing that we need to look at as well.
How so?
It's for everybody that lives in the unincorporated part of the county.
That's right.
They're still running on a volunteer program out there, and where somebody might be at work, they may be at their house.
Of course,
they're getting a call. They're getting their clothes on. They're getting in their truck, driving to the station, getting their gear, get in that truck, and then coming to your house fire.
And by then, it's probably too late.
With the type of construction that we're doing now, where most buildings, most residential housing, are built with trusses. And after 5 minutes, those truss plates are shot.
Yeah.
And you get to the point where it's not safe to send somebody in there at that point.
And I was talking to one of the, I think it was Chief Freddie, and he was saying that the way that these houses are built, the new ones today, poof, they just go up.
With trusses and the silent floor joist, a house can burn easily. I mean, the silent floor joist can give away in about 5 minutes. That was why when we were firefighters, it was paramount to get in there and get the fire under control as fast as possible so that you could limit that spread, because the materials just have so much combustibility now. I mean, houses and stuff were made differently back then, and a house with new material, and they put them side by side with, time-lapse video, and just watch those things go up. The new ones burn, I'd say, 10 times faster.
That's why my grandma always had plastic over the furniture. All right. Flame retardant.
Is that the reason, Joe?
I hope so. Bad grandma. Bad grandma.
But it's also important for them to go in now, as they're building these new subdivisions and things like that, they can go in and check out the type of construction that they're doing. And that's part of their pre-fire planning as well.
okay, say primary election, you win, you become a county mayor. What's the plan then for the county and the fire response, fire rescue?
Well, I would start working with Chief Edwards, Chief Baggett, and all that group over there. I know that they've looked into some of this type of stuff before. I'd want to hear about what their roadblocks were, what they've encountered, and then also look at the cost, because the first question, the two biggest questions: is it good for everybody, and how are we going to pay for
And
it?
is it going to raise our taxes?
That's right. How are we going to pay for it?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't cheap. I mean, the house itself, okay, the equipment, the trucks, the whole bit. I mean, the new non-hydraulic gears and everything that goes on, and then on top of it, paying people's salaries.
Sure, but we have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if you can't do everything, what can we do now?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I hear that too. Well, if we start drilling, and this is going on national level, we start drilling and running pipelines, we'll only see a gas increase in 7 to 10 years. Well, why don't we start now?
Yeah, start.
Why don't we start now? Right. Well,
We could have started 20 years ago, maybe 10.
right.
Should we wait 10 more years?
I was on that committee, the fire committee. I was the chair of that committee when we did a study on doing a combined department, a paid and volunteer combined department. We have some wonderful volunteer firefighters. I mean, the majority of those guys have been doing that their entire life. So we want to try to make sure no matter what we do, we treat those guys well. And those are
Increase revenue without raising taxes.
that's the hard part.
Is it by bringing in these companies that will pay their taxes?
That will pay their taxes. They also bring in jobs,
Right.
which people who have jobs buy stuff, and sales tax is a big thing here in this state. Sales tax is what helps generate a good portion of stuff that we use for schools.
Yeah.
We get that 2.5% here locally, and then
Yeah.
7% goes to the state.
Yep.
And also more people coming in. There's more people paying property taxes, paying these taxes. But with that now, okay, because they are flooding here and the population keeps growing. You got, what do we call it, the legacy families that maybe some of them don't like the growth, right?
That's right.
What's the conversation like with those who are like, yo, I don't like this growth?
It's a very difficult question, because how do you stop the growth? We could put do not enter signs at every exit coming into Clarksville, and they're going to keep coming.
Yeah.
So we can choose not to grow, or we choose not to plan for growth, and we will fail.
Fair enough, right?
If you look at Atlanta, it's a big city that's kind of already gone through what Nashville has been going through
That's right.
with their growth model. And you look at towns that are the same distance away from Atlanta that we are from Nashville, that pushed away from growth or didn't plan well for it, and they became the armpit of Atlanta, which could very, very easily happen to us
Right.
here in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah. I look at it like, because, I'm a Jersey boy, New York, and Nashville is definitely the Manhattan, okay? And Clarksville could either be the Brooklyn, or it could be the Bronx, or it could be the Queens, or it could be the Staten Island. And the way that we decide to continue to grow is going to make that difference. What is vertical Clarksville? The plan of growing up, not out. How does that work?
Oh, I've been preaching that one to the school system.
I agree with it 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, so growing up and not out, the city of Clarksville is 100 square miles.
Okay.
San Francisco is about 49.
Right. I mean, size-wise,
We've got plenty of room to grow up instead of growing out so much. Right? So as we continue to grow out, and we build a new subdivision out there, we create more roads that the highway department's now going to have to maintain, take care of, and repave 5 years from now.
right.
Yep. And I want to touch on that because you just hit a nail on the head. The city of Clarksville has its boundaries. And then you have the county, the unincorporated area outside of that. A lot of people have a misconception that the city's going to grow. The city population's going to grow, but the actual city limits cannot grow rapidly anymore. The state passed a law, I want to say it was back in 2010 to 2012, somewhere in there. Annexation, they cannot just come out and land grab anymore. So I see a lot of Facebook comments from people, oh, city's going to come out and we're going to have to pay city taxes now if this gets approved out here in the
I hear that all the time. That's a misconception.
Untrue. That's all I can say. So there's only a few
Due
ways
to state law, that's untrue.
Exactly.
Okay.
So annexation can only happen a couple of ways now. All right. The main way is if you, as the property owner, have land that touches the city limits, you can request to be annexed to the city limits.
Okay.
Okay. And then
why would someone want that?
It just depends. They might want a certain type of zoning that's not allowed outside of the city limits. They might want better police and fire protection.
They might want a fire department to get there. Right.
Exactly. Once you're in there, you fall under city police and you fall under city fire.
It also lowers your gas and water bill.
It lowers your gas bill.
Yeah.
I will say this: I think we do have lower water out in the county. My water bill from East Montgomery Utility District is pretty cheap. I do like it.
Well,
but the electric bill
usually sewers attached
is
to it.
Usually higher too. Yeah.
Damn, that sewer part of the bill. That's just me being cheap, though. Right. I get it. I get why it's there. But damn.
But that annexation, you're not going to see the city lines of Clarksville grow rapidly anymore. That was a state thing to kind of stop urban sprawl. They didn't want the cities just, we're going to push our boundary and keep going. I mean, there's still a lot of developable land inside of the city limits. And that's where the majority of your development should take place so that we can save our farm country that's out in the unincorporated area.
So build up.
Build up and build infill.
What's
Develop
this?
the infill part.
Okay, I get that. But again, the social media where people just love, hey, here's what's true, even though I don't know anything about it. We can't build up because of the sinkholes. Right? Have you heard this? I get this all the time when we talk about this. Well, Clarksville's built on a friggin' sinkhole. We can't build up.
The Royal York's. How long has the Royal York been downtown?
Oh, it's 8 stories.
Ancient.
Right.
It's ancient.
Oh, it looks ancient too. I don't know who owns it, but man, let me tell you,
That thing is ancient. That's all I know.
Standing strong.
It's still standing.
That's right.
It still has those air conditioning units you put in the windows. It really does remind me of back home. It really does.
Most people don't realize half of those buildings down on Franklin have a basement in them.
That's right.
There's a full-size basement in most of those buildings.
Speaking of downtown, now the F&M Bank Arena. I don't want to say controversial topic, but there are. I'm all for it because you know me. I love growth, proper growth, and I foresee exactly what's going to happen based on what you guys know and everything. But there's a lot of people that are like, they just love complaining. Oh, the parking, the traffic, okay, the money. Is there anything that could be said about this multi-purpose event center, the F&M Bank Arena, to those people who are naysayers?
Well, I do wish the city would have built it and not the county. But now that it's happening and it's there, we need to make sure that it's going to be successful.
Okay.
Because we need to make sure that it's going to be used, it's going to be rented out. Because if not, paying for it is going to be on the burden of the taxpayers.
Right.
Right. So we need that thing to make money.
Yeah.
Right.
And it looks like it's designed to. I did a tour inside of it. I'm sure you guys walked through it many times to make you put on the hard hat. Okay. I felt like I was a member of the Village People. But the arena itself, the Austin P is going to be playing there. Mm-hmm. Concerts.
Yep.
Okay. There's going to be a 365-day ice rink for whatever, kids skate day, blah, blah, blah. Austin P practicing there. What did I hear? Maybe even rodeos?
Yes.
I have heard that mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a rodeo guy. All right.
All right.
I love it. How about monster trucks or mini monster trucks?
Yeah, the Kiwanis has a rodeo coming up in May.
Yeah.
I think it's around May 20th, I believe.
I'm in. I'll ride that bull. I'll show how it's done.
I'll pay money to see this.
No, I couldn't do it. Friggin' name. But yeah, so it's got to make money. So now that it's built, the F&M Bank Arena, okay. So how to make it money? How to make it popular? And what about the parking and and the design of the streets down there. What's going to be happening? Do we know?
It's my understanding that the city has been working on a parking garage over between the Cumberland parking garage and the 911 center, to where it would also spill out into Franklin Street as well, into that vacant spot right there.
Where Roxy
Right
building,
next to the Roxy,
where
correct.
Roxy and Leah's building has that space right there, and
Yes.
then boom. And yeah, what I heard was 600 plus spot in that location itself.
And it sounded like they were still working it out for the exact numbers as well. And then I believe the state is talking about another parking garage.
Near where currently the hotel is.
Correct.
Over by that side. And from what I understand, 700 plus parking. So I think parking's covered if those projects go through. Now,
But again, it takes time.
Yeah,
it's
right.
not a snap your finger and it's built overnight.
Right.
But it will come.
right.
And there is a lot of parking downtown. I think there's been some issues with parking, but it's coming together, I believe, and it takes time. That's all I can say. I was for the MPEC. I voted in favor of that, or the F&M Arena, I guess I should call it now.
Right.
I will say the reason why is because I value our children. And when we were kids, we had bowling alleys and skating rinks to go to. There's not a lot of those things open anymore. You know, we got a couple here in town, but there was never events we could go to. We always had to drive to Nashville. We always had to drive to Knoxville. We always had to go outside of Clarksville to have crazy fun entertainment like a concert.
Right.
You know, bring those things local, keep our kids here.
How amazing
Give them
would it
something
be?
to do,
Yep.
keep them
Something
off the
to
streets,
do.
keep them from getting into
Yes.
trouble.
Right.
You know,
And that supports Fort Campbell too.
Right.
We're taking care of their families.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Right. And how awesome would it be? I mean, hey, Kid Rock coming to Clarksville. Sheryl Crow, you know, we'll do it. There was one thing that we proposed, and I always wanted to do it, and we're going to figure it out, is, the downtown commons. Again, another county, city helping out as well with the downtown commons. I feel a huge success at the downtown
success.
commons.
I agree.
But I wanted to do, every year, the New Year's Eve, not the ball drop, but at midnight, the eagle ascends, okay? You got Old Abe rising at midnight, okay? Boom, you got you bring in the star, Sheryl
Nice.
Crow. Because she did the, all I want to do is have some fun in front of the Roxy.
Yep.
We get her to do a star in front of the Roxy, okay? It'd be probably the only upgrade that place ever does. But, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I love it. You get all that money. I get it. Right. No, I didn't say it. Everyone knows. But yeah, okay, so parking. Now, what about streets, though, down there? And I don't want to harp just on downtown because Clarksville's more than just, downtown. It's a big part of it, heartbeat of the city, I believe. But, okay, the old Vulcan plant, right? It's about to get developed. Charles, was that a hand
That's
purchase?
what I was told. I'm not
Right,
100% certain.
that's what I read on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that I'm sure is going to get developed soon. Word has it, maybe even a little Germantown with some living spaces above it. Who knows? It's Clarksville chat, okay? But man, there it is. Because already it's a mess over there, College Streets. So it's whoever runs the street departments. You got a tough job ahead of you.
Right.
That's State Road.
State road, another state road. Wow. But yeah, I do believe people do got to understand that it's more than just one elected official just getting something done. You got the state, you got the county, you got the city.
And it's about working together.
That's
recently
exactly what
had
I was fixing to say.
2 issues out on Highway 12, and we kept trying to get answers here locally, not from our people at the county, but from some state people here locally. Couldn't get it. So guess what? We have state elected officials.
That's right.
So my next goal, if I can't get answers I need here locally, what do? I contacted Representative Curtis Johnson, Senator Bill Powers, and they forwarded my email and got me an answer within 2 days.
Deputy Speaker. Right?
Hey, yes, exactly.
That's right.
Deputy Speaker.
We've got some good elected officials who are proactive.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. And it's just about taking care of the issues. That's your job, especially for me as an elected official, is to take care of my constituents if they have an issue. I don't have all the answers, but I know where to find them. there's people I can call, and if they don't know, they probably know somebody else to call. And that's how you get the answers. We had to go through to get those issues on Highway 12 fixed. Let's see, 4 email chains. But it came back and we got some answers finally. So
You know, there's people out there that see a solution to some of these issues is, and it's a trigger word, I guess, consolidation. Okay, I know. You say people go remove as friend, delete. Yes. Right.
I voted no.
You voted no.
I voted against consolidation.
You voted against.
I had some people who were, oh my goodness, they were wearing me out on Facebook when I was first getting the first run, because that was during my first election in 2018. Yeah. That was on the referendum. Oh my goodness, they were like, he's for consolidation. I was like, no, I'm just not against it yet because I have not read it.
Yeah.
I want to read what they propose.
See, on the
make
table
a decision
of it,
just off the whim. Read it, understand it, and then make an informed decision.
And that's what I think people are failing to do. They take the word itself and they have their preconceived thought of what it is.
Yes.
And they're like, well, in Nashville it's this, so it must be like that for here.
Exactly.
Because on the surface of it, I am for the option of consolidation. I look at it like with the schools, or at least if, because the schools are consolidated.
They're already consolidated. That's
and,
right.
And another thing with the schools, too, if you don't have kids, you shouldn't pay such a tax for it, but that's a different story, okay? All right. Don't worry. Ma, I'll make you grandbabies. Just give me time, all right?
We need good kids growing up, all of them.
Yeah, I know. There was this one kid, and I had an old man moment the other day. And so at my house, I got this front porch that's enclosed with windows and everything. It's where I do my cigars, right? So it doesn't screw up the house. And I'm sitting there, and I'm doing a little research on my computer, smoking my cigar. And right after school gets out, this kid's walking up to my mailbox. And I see him in the window. I'm like, what is this kid going to do? And he does the I'm guilty look around, right? And he goes to open my mailbox. And I lean forward and I tap the window and I start wagging my finger. And by the fourth wag, I stopped. I go, oh no, I just turned into my father. I just wagged my finger at a kid. I might as well have opened the door and yelled, get off the lawn. Right.
Get off my lawn.
It sucks getting old.
You've officially made it.
Got to get some kids, though. I got to work on that part. So yeah, consolidation. You think it'll ever be on the ticket again for a vote anytime soon?
No, I don't see it. No.
That when it came through, if it would have been passed, that would have been the perfect population to do it in. They've done studies on that. Mm-hmm. We're past that population point now.
What about the consolidation of not government, but maybe some entities such as law enforcement or fire, okay, and rescue?
Well,
would that be an option to be maybe in a future ticket and not government?
I don't know about fire. Police and sheriff are very different.
Very
different.
Right.
So there's some big differences between city and county government that a lot of people don't realize. So a city, they can pass laws that have no impact on the county or the unincorporated part.
That's right.
Of the county. And the county doesn't pass law.
Nope.
Right? Everything that the county does is off of state law.
You're right. Right.
And so the sheriff is actually the highest elected official in our county. He can arrest the county mayor.
Really?
The sheriff is the most powerful man in Montgomery County.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to arrest Jim Derritt. Not for any reason, not for doing anything wrong, just to see his face. What are you doing, Joe? Oh, I love you, Jim. You know that.
And our sheriff department, they've been doing a great job over there. They just developed that new training facility. They've expanded the number of personnel that they have. They went very stagnant for many years, not expanding, while the county continued to grow. The population in the jail continued to grow, but their numbers stayed the same for almost 2 decades. Yeah. And
they work well together.
And I'm friends with the chief of police.
Yeah, I mean they all they do. Now
this is the best it's ever been as far as the two working together.
And we do have a large and growing population, and with that does come some crime along the way, but we don't see the crime levels that we do in other cities that have large populations. Why do you think that is?
I would say
Large population of retired military helps.
Yeah.
It really does.
And we're in the
large
South.
veteran. Yep.
People don't realize the benefits that we receive from having Fort Campbell as our next door neighbor. And we're blessed to have 5th Group and 160th there as well. So they're there, and a lot of them are there to stay. And their families, their spouses, they become members of the community. They're teaching our kids in our school system. You know, they're not moved around every 3 years like a lot of the other military guys and gals are.
Summer of 2020, all right? Not one riot broke out here. And, you know, there was a lot going on around this country, but you could tell there was a lot of unity here within our borders, which I thought was amazing. It actually, it hurt me a little bit, intelligent-wise, because I couldn't relate. I was watching everything that was going on back home and everything, and I'm sitting back, I'm going, man, everything's pretty cool here. Everything's pretty chill here. And I like that. And you're right. It's part of the veteran community. It's part of people just caring about each other. It's a very diverse population. I mean,
it is.
Very.
Our population, Montgomery County, is a lot more diverse than the national level. And I do think we take, say, when it's the police, you know, the fire and rescue, they kind of match the population of the city when it comes to diversity. And I'm not even like a forced diversity. I just think it naturally happens within our area, which I think is pretty cool.
I think it could happen a little more with some of those departments.
Okay.
But I know that they are working towards that, and they're trying to put the right things in place. Especially our police department. They just put the juvenile engagement team together, and there's actual dedicated positions, and the people that went into those positions volunteered to do so. It wasn't like they were voluntold to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, they signed up for it. It's like, this is what I want to do. I want to help engage our juveniles to be the best that they can be.
So it's kind of like in the military, you know, JROTC programs and stuff like that. I like that. You know, hey, I know the career I want to be on, and that's another thing too. Okay, parents, get your kids, send them to a trade school, get them some skills. Oh man, yeah, I love that. And then on top of it, what is the greatest police movie of all time? Is it the Police Academy series?
Yeah.
It's got to be up there.
Yeah. That's
Right?
a good
I mean,
one, right?
Bad Boys is good, but Police Academy, Mahoney, Tackleberry.
There was RoboCop too. Come
Oh,
on now.
yeah.
That was a good
Tackleberry
80s
is my
classic.
favorite.
How accurate is
I like the guy who
RoboCop?
could make all the noises.
Jones.
Man, he
Yeah.
was awesome.
I loved him in Spaceballs.
Yep.
Right. Well, we got just a little more time here, and again, I appreciate your guys' time. I know you got busy schedules and everything, and again, for more information on these candidates running and making their ways, their links are in this description. Go check them out. Follow them on the social media. Look at their website. See what what they want to do for you is pretty much in a nutshell.
And register to vote.
Yeah. Oh yeah, about that. Okay. Thanks. You're a great
Register
co-host.
to vote.
Low turnout.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is, I don't want to say embarrassing.
But it is.
It is embarrassing.
So
man.
govotetn.com.
Why? Why is turnout so low for Montgomery County, Clarksville City of? What's the reason?
I think the timing gets confusing as well, right? So
Okay, yeah.
we have a early voting, April 13th through the 28th, May 3rd primary. So Republican primary is what we'll be in. And once I win that, August 3rd will be the general election for the county. That's also the primary for everybody that's running on the state level
I'm already lost.
for the
Yeah.
November election for them.
So can that be changed, or is that a state
It's a
issue?
state thing.
Okay.
That is a state thing. I would say it's all about information, just like you're talking about. It's very confusing sometimes, and knowing what to do. People, they go get registered to vote, but then do they know where to go? Our election commission is down there on Pageant Lane. So if you go for early voting, go there. When it comes to the day of vote,
Such a great
on March
facility,
3rd,
too.
you go to your local polling area, and that's on your voter registration ID, which everybody will be getting new voter registration IDs in the mail. Probably, if you haven't already received them, you'll be getting them soon, because they just did the redistricting, and we opened a couple of new polling locations in Montgomery County. So that voter registration card will have your new polling location on there, because the districts changed in size and area. So
And all
my
that could be
district
found
shrunk.
on the county website, right?
It can be, yes. You go to the Montgomery mcgtn.org, and then you click on the tab and find election office.
Right.
Go to there. They do a phenomenal job down there. They run the elections very smooth, and they're done counting typically by 9 or 10 o'clock every night on the day of election. I mean,
Go
they
figure.
rock it.
Go figure. It can be done. Wow.
We don't go till 2 o'clock in the morning and then take a break.
I never trust anything that goes to 2 o'clock in the morning, especially me leaving O'Connor's. I never trust it.
Another statement that I get a lot
I love
is,
O'Connor's.
Wes, I wish I could vote for you, but I live in the city.
No.
I'm like, you also live in the county.
See,
You pay county taxes, therefore you have representation for the county. A lot of people in the city, they don't realize they have a county commissioner and a
Of
city
course.
council member.
Why do they not know? I mean, I get it. You're busy. You're focusing on your family, your life, your job, the whole bit. But man, the importance of local elections outweighs federal elections.
I wish that was a class in high school.
Yo, now we're talking.
Teaching those fundamentals. Hey, this is part of life. You're going to have to vote, or you can vote.
Right.
You don't have to, but you should exercise your right, because that's the person who's helping the community around you.
We had
be
those
shaped.
classes, though. Oh, we had social studies, which did teach election, not only just laws, but rights, the whole bit. I mean, and it wasn't woke or anything.
But it didn't get down to that nitty gritty part of
Yeah.
local elections, state elections, federal elections. You know, just like the road systems.
Yeah.
You know, you got city, or county, and then state. You know, and then you got federal roads. You know, all that stuff boils down to just knowledge. People don't understand that if they live in a city, you got double representation. It's awesome, because that's why they pay two sets of taxes, right? They pay a city tax and a county tax. Well, you have a city councilman and a county commissioner. You have two places that you can go to try to find answers.
Yeah, vote in county elections. Your county taxes are 3 times your city taxes.
Shouldn't they make it mandatory to read the Constitution in schools?
Amen.
Oh, let's start that movement here. Let's make Montgomery County known as the Constitution County.
What was that
It's a
society?
917 society.
917 Society. They go around to a lot of high schools and pass out the Constitutions. Have a couple copies at the house. I gave one to each one of my children. All 5 of them have a copy of the Constitution. And as they become teenagers and get a little bit older, I try to talk to them about those things. You know, explain to them why their rights are so important. You know, those are the benefit of being an American citizen.
Yeah.
You live and breathe and understand that you have constitutional rights. You'll know what is allowed in this world, you know, to happen to you or be done to you.
Look what happened around this world in the last 2 years, and why I thank God that Constitution was written. I mean, oh my God. And another thing too, maybe these kids aren't reading it because they're not teaching script anymore, and it's written in script.
I heard they're bringing cursive back finally.
Are they?
I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard it.
I thought that was a great for not only just brain functioning and work, but yeah, I mean we could talk school. But what do I don't have a kid in the say.
We could talk about those pods and trailers outside of our schools.
Yeah.
Drive around Montgomery County to the schools. And we're one of those rare places. We have portable classrooms out in front of every single school.
Yeah.
This is something I brought up at
What is that about?
the county commission meetings when we were proposing the Kirkwood school complex. Is I said, why are we not building our schools bigger for more volume? And I got a lot of pushback on it. And I said, let's build up. I even sent a study that showed, yes, it's a little more cost up front, you know, because you have to do some certain type of engineering and certain materials are needed. But the long-term maintenance of it is a lot cheaper. And you're using less of a footprint. So we're not taking up 80 acres of ag land and turning it into a school complex. We're building up on 30 acres or 20 acres.
We need to be better stewards of our land as well, not just our dollars, but they do tie together, obviously.
What's the rumor? Maybe, and if you can't talk about it, I don't know nothing. But a major car company wanting to come in and build a certain kind of car within our borders and manufacture it here. Have you heard much about this?
I have not.
Okay, you pleading the fifth. All right. I don't know nothing. But the identity of the area, that seems to be an issue. What would be the nickname of Clarksville? What would be the identity, the tagline of Montgomery County? And it's a tough answer. You know, I think we haven't created one yet, and I think we're in the act of. With so many things coming here and so many things happening, I can't wait to see it when it forms.
Well, they had that slogan for the city of Clarksville there for a long time. It was on their signs. What was it? Gateway to the New South or something like that?
Yeah.
It's been a lot of things. Tennessee's top spot.
Yeah, Tennessee's top spot. I forgot about that.
It's been branded several times. Queen City.
Yeah, neighbor of Cat West. Yeah. It was,
I think Queen City was always the greatest
Sorry.
because we
sorry,
always had
rest in peace. Sorry, Cat West. Sorry.
we always had the Queen City Road Race.
Uh-huh.
We had all those things. The Queen City Classic. We had all those great things that were labeled the Queen City. I do miss that name. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was great.
I think maybe
we need to bring the paddle boat back down to Riverside Drive.
Personally, I do feel that that river is underutilized. I see what it gets done with commerce and everything, but as a citizen, I would love to do more with the river. I have an idea. Maybe you guys can get it done one day. Who knows? So, Jersey, I used to go down to the boardwalk all the time. All right, and yeah, it wasn't to buy drugs. Okay, that it was a much different boardwalk back then. But man, that other side of the river, not the Riverside Drive side, but the other side. All right, so I get it with the flooding and everything, and that's why boardwalks were built, increase of water. But yeah, I would love a good boardwalk right across the way with shops, the whole bit. You get a road just going behind it because I get it. You get all that land inside that's kind of tough to work with. But yeah, boardwalk right along it. I think you get a lot of people. Yeah.
Start selling it.
Too easy. It has begun. But wow, that's the hour. Damn.
That flew by.
That flew by. That's
That
the
was-
first time on the radio. I mean,
There's all those
natural.
issues we kept talking about.
We covered a lot here. That was a lot of topics. And, there's a website. Where was this taken, Wes? Do you remember? Where is this?
I think that's at my uncle's place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Looks like a tobacco field behind him.
Look at this. Did they tell you to look away, or were you naturally looking elsewhere?
Oh, that guy Josh follows me around with the camera sometimes, And
Josh?
I don't even know when he's doing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Here, let's go to your Instagram. Oh boy, here we go. This is a Golden 4, the number 4 mayor. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, there's Sarah. Yeah, you guys are fun people. I love running into you guys at events. No doubt about it. It's always a good time. Let's see what else do we have. You don't mind me going through your Instagram,
No,
right?
I'm blessed to have her.
Okay.
I couldn't do any of this without her.
There's the kids. Look at them go. Oh my God. Oh, and she doesn't stop singing.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
She doesn't sleep either. She has a whole lot of her daddy in her.
Is this your Mustang?
No, that's not me. I think that was just part of the parade.
Oh, okay. I used to have a Mustang when I first got down here, because I bought it back in when I lived in New York. And I get down here, and I guess they call it the Me Too car because, oh, I got a Mustang. They go, oh, yeah? Yeah, me too. Right. With the governor, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you guys talking about?
My wife, Sarah, she's part of Latinos for Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
It's a conservative group. It's the only conservative group like it in Tennessee. So.
Let's get them on the show.
Sure, absolutely.
I would love to talk to them, see what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
We can make that happen.
You're taller than Billy, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah.
6'2",
I hate taking pictures with you guys. I really do. I shouldn't have started smoking at such a young age. Yeah. I see your signs everywhere, but there it is. I'm telling you. Go to. Oh, what? Oh,
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know, but Golden for mayor. Go check out all the websites, the whole bit. And again, primaries are in May.
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Early voting starts in April.
And register. And what's the easiest, best way to register?
Go vote TN.
Okay, there you go. Just register right from there.
And update your registration. If you think you've moved and have not updated, just go to the website. It takes 3 minutes.
Yeah,
update
that's right.
your registration. Exercise your rights to vote.
Yeah, and don't use fake addresses. Okay, you know who we're talking to. Okay, Joe, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Wes,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
I appreciate you, brother.
You guys rock. And thank you for allowing us, enabling us to have a conversation here on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely.
One of the most amazing things to do all year round is to visit some of the world's most beautiful places and scuba dive, creating a lifetime of memories with each trip. But first, you must get certified, and that's where Water Dogs comes in. They're right here in Clarksville, and the Water Dog team makes the scuba certification process affordable, fun, and effective. They'll even help you plan your trip. So if you're an expert diver or never seen the ocean, Water Dog Scuba and Safety is ready to help show you the experiences of a lifetime. waterdogs-scuba.com.
Salutations! This is Casey Bryant with Local Clarksville. Don't forget to download our app to find local places to eat, shop, and play. You're listening to the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
The following is a paid advertisement for legal services.
Hello, Clarksville. Lawyer Wayne here. Yes, I am a real lawyer, and yes, I have 9 kids. Do you know what the number one complaint about lawyers is? It's not how much they cost or even how good a job they do. It's that they don't return phone calls. Well, if you go to lawyerwayne.com, I've got my cell phone number on there. You put it in your phone, and if you need a lawyer, text me. You can come down to my office at 120 South 2nd Street. We can talk about your case. I offer free consultations. Know your rights, know your options. lawyerwayne.com.